Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janet Muff.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 263, I believe. Now I'm doubting it.
I'm gonna clean my glasses while you're looking
Oh,
that up.
okay.
It's so bright in here that I'm seeing specks in the corner of my vision.
Yep. We took a little lunch time here on a President's Day to...
My company gives us the day off.
Yep. And I had to, I'm in between working from home to make sure that the kids don't go awry and heading into work, so.
Yep.
Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
It was a day.
Yeah.
We ate some chocolate.
Same. Yeah, Jeremy mentioned doing something like, we've been watching Killing Eve, which is really violent, but good.
Yes, that's a very good show.
Yeah.
I watched it the first time around.
Yeah. Mentioned like, let's eat some treats and whatever, and I thought that implied that he was going to find me like some low sugar treats or whatever, but he was like, you got stuff in the cabinet, and I was like, oh, so we're really going low key. Feed yourself the stuff in the cabinet and watch a television show that we're already watching, but call it doing something for now. Okay, I guess I'm down with that. So yeah, I got the kids something. Ellie's been cooking, and so I got her a cookbook and got a few. Quentin needed a new water bottle, and he's really excited about the water bottle I picked out for him. And then Dexter, they had a talent show across the thing, and they had a yo-yo, like a flying yo-yo thing. I can't remember what it's called now. Inferno or something like that, yo-yo. And so we got him one of those too. So little gifts to say I love you for Valentine's Day. What else? What else has been going on? It's February. Our children have not had a full week of school for over a month now. It was super cold, then it was super snowy, then they took a day off because it was going to be super snowy, and it wasn't really all that bad in our guesstimation. I mean, we're right across the street from the school, so our guesstimation really isn't good enough.
I think there were a lot of people talking about the roads were really bad that day.
Okay, outside of,
okay.
I get that.
Because I thought the same thing. I just went into work a little slower and went, why are my kids aren't at school? And then a couple people on the way in were like, oh my gosh, there are so many people in the ditch and so it was like slick.
Yeah. My kids, I'm like, well, you guys are going to be going to school like after ZK at this rate. Hey, it's not our fault. They can't punish us. And I was like, it's not a punishment. It's like a makeup.
It's
like
a trade-off.
You're getting free time now, and then in the summer you're going to be in school. But it's not our fault. I'm like, it's nobody's fault. It's the weather. But these aren't just like free days. I don't know.
You still have to get educated, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and then the governor called, a couple of the days as, the whole state. And I was like, okay, whatever. But ultimately, they are the experts. So, and I'm just speaking unintelligibly about it, apparently, but claiming. And then there's a certain day that they set aside. And I was like, I don't know that they accounted for as much.
This many days, not.
Yeah, it snowed last night, and it's supposed to snow on Wednesday, and Ellie's missed like her play practices. I feel sad for the kids that have like major lines, because they, they're getting so few practices, because when school is canceled, they don't have practice. But what else has been going on? Amy and I got a good chuckle. We figured out that Sullivan likes to watch TV, so we can go out to YouTube and Google not videos of cats, but videos for cats. And they've got birds and mice and whatever, and he's just all about it. Like, he will walk up to the TV and like stare longingly at it like, humans, turn on my shows. And then they've got like nearly infinite loops, I think, because one was on for like an hour or 2 hours today. So, and he'll leave and then he'll come back and see it again and get excited. And we call it, I call them cat workout videos, because he gets a lot of
really
jumping and
moving.
Energy. Yeah, he's not sleeping when those are on. So It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, the most recent event is that we went to look at couches.
Ooh.
New sofa, potentially.
Yeah.
We're thinking of just getting the recliner ones, you know, giving up and just going full-on recliner sofa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we found that they have some of them with lumbar support. Made us feel nice and old. Like, it was nice. It was like,
and you enjoyed it. That's the other part. Okay.
That's the part that made us feel old.
Okay.
It's that we thought it was a good idea.
This is awesome.
So yeah, it's hard to find them that aren't oversized and whatnot. And our living room area isn't set up to have big poofy furniture.
Yeah.
So
our furniture is oversized. Like when we bought it, they were like, this would take a really big living room. And we're like, we have a very large living room and we want very large furniture to put in it. So
I think you should go sectional next time.
Yeah, we were looking at them. We really liked one that was at IKEA. But yeah, we haven't been shopping for, excuse me.
Yeah, if I had the room for a sectional, I would totally get in a sectional.
We haven't been shopping for, I will be, I think, and Susan, who sleeps on it when she comes for ZK, would be very sad if this couch was no longer here. It's like the width of a twin bed. Yeah. And it's not meant to be like a sleeping couch, but I do a great deal of sleeping on it. I will tell you that. I get to knitting into the night and then I'll fall asleep. But I think the latest it's been lately is about 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up on this couch and I was like, oh, well, I should probably go brush my teeth and like go to bed for an hour or two instead of sleeping on the couch the whole night. But yeah. Anyway, we've got some Administrati.
Yes,
is that all the chitty chat that you had to chitty chat about?
Got a new job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I start next month.
Both new jobs.
Well, same company, just a new position.
Same. Yeah. It can be stressful, but also I really love learning things, and so sleeping or falling asleep on the couch a lot more than I usually do, just because my brain is so full. But all right, the goal along is we had our first January, our first milestone that people were creating updates for. There were 65 updates, which is awesome. I loved the accountability, lots of pictures, and it almost becomes like a journal of your and I finally got mine out there. It was almost Valentine's Day, but I got mine out there.
I did notice that some people are like right on the 1st of the month, they're putting their entry out.
Got it.
And then like updating it as they go.
Yeah.
So it's just it's holding a place so that they can go back and update it.
Love it.
So yeah.
Love it. So Amy's mom gave us, I thought this was a very cute bag. It's a little silver gray fox wearing all kinds of earmuffs or
like
ski hats or the little 2 pom-pom ones. I've been seeing so many little kids wearing those and thinking like, oh, so cute, and little stars that you would knit on there. That's the Silver Shed USA. Thank you so much, Anne. So I picked this one out of the bags. It's got some polka dots in there. This one out of the bags that she sent with her generosity. Not very nice size. I would think that you could put 2 skeins in there and still have lots of room to put, a shawl on top. Look at that. I guess I could also put it on my head, but look at my bun. I'm being bun blocked. And then we met the purveyor of the yarn of the land of 10,000 yarns. Very pretty orange. This is Pumpkin Days on a 75% merino, 25% nylon. Excuse me. www land of 1,000. That's 10,000. 10,000. Did I say 1,000 several times now, or just that one time?
Just that one time.
Whew, sometimes words come out. 1000.
Yeah, 10,000. The number.
Yeah, yarns.com. So pretty, so pretty. All right, and then we'll run this similar to we did with the other kind of year-long go-alongs. contact me with your order of preference, and first come, first serve. So the winners were number 32, number 18, and number 51, and that was 2 through 65. Number 32 was April Showers. Number 18 is Knitting Otaku. Thank you for the phonic pronunciation in your in your profile. Yeah. And 51 was L Heesel. That was Lindsay. L-H-E-E-S-Z-E-L. So your choice of bag, yarn, or one of my patterns. I was surprised last time. I think one of the first people that contacted me chose one of my patterns. I was like, oh. It gave me a little like, oh, they like me. They really like me. Last time I spoke briefly and rather unintelligibly on the playback about the Lots of Socks KAL, which had the sale has now, it was from February 1st through February 15th, a new designer a day. Go out to my Instagram and you can see I tagged everyone. I think everyone except Adrienne Fong has an Instagram account. Okay. So there's a picture of each of the days of socks. I believe including like people doing a portion of their bag and yarn sales, it's up to over $17,000. Wow. Yeah. For Down Syndrome International. The KAL is ongoing for 3/21 because 21 is the chromosome that they have 3 of until March 21st. And you're supposed to wear 2 unmatching socks on that day. Okay. For World Down Syndrome Day. But yeah, through your fabulous support and purchases, including all of my sock patterns and not just using coupons, I'm rounding up to about 2,400. Wow. So yeah, 2,393 was the final total of that I'll be giving to Down Syndrome International. So, and I'm following them on Instagram because I want to see what they do with that money. Okay. What else was super exciting? Ravelry. Hi Ravelry did a little story about it, not in their their front page, but on Instagram. Right. You got a little tag. I did. I saw the little sock. My socks were in there because they were an interpretation of the chromosomes. So yeah, that was super fun. And I hope people continue. You didn't have to have had to purchase a pattern in those 15 days. If you already have the pattern, you can join the KAL, and there's lots of fabulous prizes, and yeah, just super excited about it all. Cool. Yeah, and that is the Administrati, I believe, until we talk about ZK at the end. All right, finished objects. Okay. Oh, there's a new pair. So I blocked my down the road and back again, so I thought I would show it because it swoosh. You're showing the swoosh. Yes. Yes. I got it blocked finally. Ah, so pretty. Yeah. What is your wool wash? I like the smell. It's most likely the one that God, Wool Mice. Okay. Yeah. So they sell it out of their shop. That's a good size. Yeah. And you just had the 2 skeins, correct? Yep. I'm ever curious about like the size of shawls now with regards to the number of skeins, because I thought, oh, I've done 2 skein shawls, and you'll see in my FOs it's like a monster. It's because it's long and skinny, right, as opposed to like deeper. But yeah, I was like, it's huge. It's a huge hug, which is nice because it just keeps wrapping, right? Just wraps and wraps and wraps and wraps. But yeah. So then this is the Markley. Mm-hmm. So the yarn is Berry Fun Yarns, and it's their tweed base, and it's indigo dyed, or dyed with indigo, because she has all natural dyes. I love that. I love the tweed and the speckling that's different colors. Yeah, it's got like purple, blue, green. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some of her yarn and try to not pick the knits. Yeah. De-tweedify. I had to pick a few because some of the tweed bits were like ginormous. Yeah, huge. Yeah. Disproportionately large compared to the yarn. Yeah. So cool. But yeah, I have Instagram, you said that there were maths that had to be done, or modifications that had to be done. or mistakes were made?
Oh, mistakes were made, probably. Okay. Oh yeah, this front panel.
Okay.
So it's a design feature because I wasn't going to reknit it, but it's a broken rib, and I made it a little bit wider broken rib.
Got it.
And that was.
You're just saying it's not representative of the pattern.
No.
Okay.
No.
Like,
no, the pattern, it was written correctly. I just did it wrong.
No, that's fine. And I wasn't gonna. I'm sorry. I just thought maybe there was a learning moment or something there.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay.
And then I haven't tried it on since I blocked it. I tried it on pre-blocking, but not after blocking. I'm sure they'll fit nice.
And she's got that. See, I'm knitting another one of Elizabeth's.
Oh, the split seam.
Yeah, the split seam. Love it.
And this one kind of migrates to the front as you knit it, so it's a little bit more detail. And then this braid along the back is a little bit of a detail that makes it the markle. And then I thought there was something I wanted to say about it. It's got a lot of those unintended tassels yet. I gotta put them in. So yeah, there are more ends than I would have expected, but
yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on if you've got like short rows and joining different pieces together, right?
Yep. Yeah. I think that at this gauge, and I'm not sure if I knit it
exactly
with the same needle sizes, but it will probably need an undershirt because I think you can see the outline of my bra no matter what color it is. So, but that could just be any number of combo of things.
I don't know. I'm okay with wearing a tank top underneath something if it's like light and airy and nice. It's one of those things where if it weren't, then you wouldn't need to use the tank top, I guess. But if you like the fabric, then it's worth wearing the shell underneath it, right?
Yep. But that's my finished option. Oh wait, I forgot about the little dudes.
Yeah, you guys fell in.
My Insta.
They fell in, I think. Okay. Or at least I saw them.
Oh, there you go. Okay. One in, one down.
Oh, they're so cute.
So I have a monkey.
And was that just with bits and bobs?
Yeah. To get things out of my sock yarn scraps. And then I have a luchador. He's gonna fight. I'll get you. He was fighting my cat earlier. I think he was losing.
Oh.
But that's okay. He won't be residing at my house.
Well, come up and say hello. He's so big compared to the last time he's probably been on. Ooh, he says, I smell another kitty cat.
Oh, and then that's it.
Okay.
So I have got my wrestler and my monkey. They kind of took me away from my other projects, but since I had started knitting the monkeys for my team, and now they won't be my team anymore. I was like, oh, I gotta finish my monkeys. I only had one more developer. Code Monkey.
Got it.
And then, yeah. So.
Excellent. Super cute. So then don't knock the light over. He's now gonna, and that cannot be good for your eyes, sir.
Sorry.
Off of there.
It's like this giant super lumen
light, and he's like staring into it. That can't be good, sir.
Staring into the sun.
Yeah. Can't be good. So these are my Epitome of Me socks. They are in the tradition of my 2-color micro stripes. They are a solid toe, heel, and cuff. And then they've got, you can only see it on the one side at one time when you've got a 2-dimensional block. But they've got a double helix running up up both sides. And then as kind of that fun mismatched sock feel, I did it in the opposite direction. And as anybody that saw me, or flipped the colors, inverted the colors, opposite direction, goodness, saw me at Sun Valley Fibers knew I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this white heel and white toe and white cuff. And this actually ended up being my favorite of the two, especially because the twirling of the strands of DNA there on the sock just really pop And so yeah, that is all done via swapping colors every other. The funny story, and I'm just going to put this on misshapen so that you can see the both of them at the same time. The funny story about these socks is I was super proud. It took me a lot of futzing to get this cable to look like I wanted it to. I didn't want it to be a proper, like, bulbous cable. I wanted it to look more like that double helix of the DNA. And so I was showing my husband, it would have been on this sock because this was the second one that I did. I was like, oh, look at that, it's so awesome. And he's like, you know, those are really cool. But this right here, that's my favorite part. And I'm like, the stockinette in alternating colors, like the micro stripes. Yeah, that's really cool. And I'm like, I hope that the knitters don't think that. Like, those are fun socks, but my favorite part is just where I'm alternating colors. Because, well, this isn't hard. It's just like mosaic knitting, right? Where you're cabling and slipping. It's definitely should be the part that you're trying to get the sock, not the, you know, the stockinette. Like, I'm like, so then I think it was just like the channel there. Because I'm like, it does it on the back as well. And the bottom of the foot. But so I did that, and then I also made Ellie some rollers out of some, this is Show Me yarn in the Camp ZK colorway. And then I got a lot of, and I still have a lot more of mileage out of those, or yardage, I guess, out of that bear, the nude scene from Leading Men Fiber Arts. So I really, really like how the stripes look in the micro stripes with self-striping, and then it also makes them thicker because it's every other, right? So if it were already a thin stripe, it makes it a little thicker. And you're seeing that right. I think I mentioned it previously. These
Same
are,
size.
this is on my sock blocker, Ellie's feet. They are a little large on her feet, but I find that a little more comforting than the ones that are sliding off the back of her heel already. So, and then as just a palette cleanser, I think last time I wasn't showing off that sock and I just cast these on. It's another roller. This is Flower Shop Inferno by Diabolical Yarns in her Targi base. And so I had enough left over. And these are her watercolor stripes. Think how squishy they would be if they were in your gauge.
I know.
So, yep, and she'll be happy to be wearing those. I actually did a load, and I cleared the evidence before you got here of just hand knit socks, like a full load. Like, I think I didn't have to do like a down to the smallest thing, like it was all hand knit socks with Jeremy socks and my socks and Ellie socks, and filled a rack and had to find another. I was like, wow, I either have converted everybody to using all of them, or I just haven't done it in a long time.
I find that I only have to do it like twice a season now, or maybe 3, because I have those under the bed boxes, and there are 2 of them, and they're full.
Jeremy went on a bike ride. I got another Jeremy story, and it was on one of those bitter cold Tuesday nights, because he still goes on Tuesdays, where it was like negative whatever, and so he put on all of his Under Armour and the hand knit sweater that I knit,
and the balaclava,
and the balaclava and all of the things. And one of he was like, I just wanted to tell you that, you know, Becca was talking to me about the sweater, and she was like, is it itchy? And he was like, no, it's not itchy. It's like the nicest sweater, and every time I wash it, it's whatever. Does it get stinky? Doesn't it, like, when you wash it, doesn't it? And he's like, no, like, wool doesn't get stinky. In fact, I think he's
educating the masses.
I know. I was like, you have gotten some points back after your whole, this is my favorite part. Right. He's like, I wear it, you know, only when it's super cold out, and I probably wash it like twice a season, right? Because wool is just so, and he doesn't get overly sweaty in it. And it's like, so anyway, here is my dry out.
Gosh, I just don't realize how pervasive that itchy wool rumor is.
So it's off camera. I don't think it's way taller than Ellie, even with her arms above her head. So it's now gotten to a point where I need to get a ladder out, I think, if I wanted to catch the full. But it's a weighted shawl by Jennifer Lassonde, Boston Jen. And basically you just get to a certain point, and then, so for me, I had 2 skeins of yarn. And so I made sure that I got to a certain point in the one skein, and then all I had to do was switch over in the halfway point of the lace, which make, weight shawls make it really nice to use up every last inch. I was kind of sweating it when I got down to the
right.
like cutting it a little close there. But this is Sun Valley Fibers, super smushy MCN. Oh, I love it. And it's in their speckles. I think it's speckle number 23. So they've now started numbering them. It's just not the number of colors in them. I think it's like speckle number 23 is the colorway. And sometimes the camera does a really good job of showing it off, and other times it struggles with that really light blue. With the pops of, it's kind of washed out there.
It's very washed out in the camera.
Yep. But so I mean, Amy and I could probably both wear it, but like if you count, I like to try to get the lace in the front, but like I can wrap it at least,
lace in the back.
3 times.
Okay.
And I picked out the shirt so that it would go with it, so I could just continue to wear it. But it was I had a different skein, so I had picked out, because I wanted to get the designer bonus not the designer, wasn't going to get the designer bonus, wanted to get the yarn bonus, because I was twinning with WJ Jackson. I had brought some Marigold Jen, what you bought me, I think it was like at the 1st or 2nd. It was a beefy skein. But the colors were so, like, it was green and gray, and like the pooling and stuff that was happening, it was not bringing me joy. It did not spark joy. So I just kept knitting it throughout the day, and everybody just kept on looking at me like, you don't seem happy like with it. Why do you keep on working with it? And I'm like, well, because I said I would twin and whatever. And then I'm like, I'm sitting like 100 feet away from anything my heart's desire. I'm just gonna go pick out 2 skeins of MCN.
There you go.
And then it sparked so much joy. Like I absolutely loved every single stitch of this shawl. I love Jen, Boston Jen. I love Jeanette, and I have a picture out on Instagram, and I'll post it on Ravelry as well, so that you can get the true colors. The true colors shining through. I can't remember now. Somebody posted something on Instagram that said that it made that made that think I would break into song. Do you remember that? And I actually literally did. It was so funny. But now I'm struggling with what the song was even. Anyway,
she had put little musical notes on it, as I recall. So that it was definitely
so fun.
A cue.
Yes, so fun. All right, those are my finished objects. I think I have a few other design socks that have recently gone out for submission. Yes, that are not fit to show, but maybe later on we shall see. So
sounds good.
Yes. What are you working on there, other than my absolute favorite colors?
Yes, so this is the May, the Andrea Mowry. I almost wanted to say Lowry, and I knew it was wrong. So that's super popular all over.
Wow. And is her striped as well?
No.
Okay, you striped it.
I striped it.
That is fabulous.
That is me adding.
I love you adding your flares.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like 19 inches of knitting before I get to do the next thing. So I had it down to, I think I need just one more green stripe. And I will be ready to go to the next one.
And now, do you add length to your underarm at all, generally, or no?
Well, I mean, this is already starting out at 19, so I don't know that I would add to it. I mean, 19's pretty long.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was thinking something recently I looked at was like a 14 or a 15. I was like, that's going to end up being, unless that, I mean, and that's the style some people are wearing.
That's true.
The kind of shorter.
Like on the Markley, like I wasn't sure if I'd have enough yarn, so I didn't want to go beyond that and then not have sleeves, right? So I was more in love with the idea of having full sleeves than I was having the right length. So it is a little shorter, and I think that I'll have to like plan like what I wear with it. Like I said, it already needs an undershirt, so it shouldn't need, you know.
Yep, true enough. Yep.
But
what is the yarn?
I haven't tried it on. Oh, this is Sun Valley because apparently that's the
thing.
That's the thing this week. It is her BFL DK, and I don't have the colorways in here. I thought I might, but I don't.
So as not to enable me.
No,
because I really want to go buy those exact colors now.
Yes, it's beautiful. The gray had something to do with storm. I don't remember what. Thunderstorm, rainstorm, storm. And then the green, I honestly can't remember. I think Jeanette had mentioned the colorway on Instagram when I posted it, but then I was like, I'm not sure that is the color. Like it might be just once.
Yeah, well, they have such a range, right? And
well, yeah,
so, and look at it on
and lighting and all that stuff can change what it looks like in person. But yeah, so I'm excited to keep knitting on Monday. And then I went ahead and I cast on some socks, just plain socks because I needed a plain thing to do. So here we
recognize that colorway.
Yeah, this is from ZK 2015 because it says so on the tag.
And you remember the tags.
2 little zombies sitting in a tree.
Yep.
So
KNITTI.
Yeah,
there's too many letters.
But I made it a little bit wider, but the yarn is thicker, so now it feels like it's super giant. But they are for Matt, so who cares? He will enjoy them, and he has a little bit bigger foot than me. Not very much. But I tried them on too, and it just looks wider. It's one of those 0 E's socks. You know, like there's not negative E's, there's not positive E's.
Yep.
Just no E's. They should be negative, but oh well. I'm not starting over, people.
Maybe his feet will get wider. You never know.
Yeah. Or they'll end up being somebody else's by the time I'm done.
Killing me with the green smalls.
Yeah, I know. So this was a gift from a zombie attendee.
Cuckoo.
And it is Fiber Knits, Fiber Nymph Dye Works.
There we go.
There we go. When she was vending at our retreat.
Cool.
So she vended just 1 year, and it was back at the old location.
So it's broke ballroom,
but it's been a while.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while, but this is so nice. Squishy.
What is the colorway inspiration?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
That was lost.
Okay. And what are you making? Looks like maybe a cowl?
Yes. So so it has a little bit extra. So I got this Luxador Knits on sale, and it comes with a pattern on the tag. So this tiny square has the entire pattern on it.
Got it.
And it says it's the Lilla Chevron cowl. So I do want to make this cowl out of the intended yarn, but the intended yarn is not bonus worthy. So I went and I found something that was bonus worthy.
We can definitely manipulate ourselves, our own behaviors as well as others, huh?
Yeah. So
you will knit with the marketplace yarn. You will.
Well, and I love that this is one of, like blast from the past. It was purchased at the retreat, and it was also a gift.
That was my Marigold Gem, right?
Yeah. And it was also a gift. So I like that. And it's basically one of those cowls where you will knit it and then join.
Yep.
So you can see it doesn't look very like I put it over my head.
Yeah.
So it is one of those
infinity,
yeah, and it's going to come back around and join at the side with the provisional cast on. Yep. And that whole pattern just fit,
Wow.
It's not a whole lot of instructions on it, but it's enough to get the job done.
And she's carrying around the yarn and the pattern
The
together.
yarn is the yarn
So one is one is
squishy.
like it's a support animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every once in a while you're knitting, you just pull that out and pet it.
Well, I mean, the bundle is like 100% cashmere, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was pre-wound to make this, so I think that's why I don't have the tag. Like it came in a bag, and then to untie the bag, the tag.
Got it.
But that is that, and that's all I have with me. I have other socks and things, but again, they're not bonus points worthy, so they're not getting knit on.
Were any of these things something that you put into the goal along? I ask because I am failing miserably.
I did have two knit sweaters from Stash, and the Markley is a Stash yarn, and this DK is a Stash yarn. So those two goals, and then I also had put a hat in test knit. Got some feedback back. Thank you, Amy Platt. She is a demon speed knitter. She is like. She can knit like the wind.
We knew that from like the ZKKLs, right?
We did. And she's also a gem of a test knitter because she gave me a lot of great feedback.
Excellent.
Not just a yep, looks good. Lots of details and a lot of impressions as well.
Cool.
What was I gonna say about that? So the goal is to publish that. So I'm on my way to publishing it. As in, I would really like to get some pictures taken, but I would like good lighting and also by the time I feel like, I should take that, I'm in my dark house in bad lighting and
I hear you. Yeah, yesterday I was like, it's sunny out, I need to take pictures. I was like, I hadn't been taking pictures of this.
What I need is one of those those glass heads. Like you have a glass head, don't you?
No, I bought a bust, so she can model like neckwear as well as.
Okay.
But her head is really small.
Yeah.
So if you were knitting something for your size head, my head is really small. So if I knit things that fit my head, it looks a little big on her, but it's not like I can show it to you.
Okay.
So I have work in progress. There was a lot of people knitting weekenders, and that was something that I had in the goal along that I wanted to add. It didn't fit on my grid, but they had all been twinned off, and I was like, well, maybe I'll be able to fit it in later, with later challenges, whatever. And then I just got contacted on Ravelry that like, hey, I'm going to finish mine by February, and I don't have a twin, and I was like. In my gut, I was like, challenge accepted. But I also have a lot of other, design work and whatever to try to accomplish here in less than 2 weeks. So in the interim, I cast on Liz Doherty's Cleo sweater. I think it came out a few years ago. And she very generously gave me the pattern because I commented on Instagram that I thought it was lovely. So this is the totally teal colorway in the Springvale DK from Three Irish Girls. It has a very wide neck, which I have to keep telling myself there is a very substantial collar that goes with it. So like several inches, so it'll go in several inches that you pick up and do a very, very fun construction. So you've got these kind of saddle shoulders of the cables here. Which you have provisional bind offs here. They weren't starts, you cast on over here. So then when I pick up and do the armhole, the cable continues down the arm, which is super cool. I alternated skeins throughout, but I do feel like there are some points where I'm like, oh, that must have been where I, one of the two skeins ended and I joined in another one. I don't know if you see it. when you look at it or not. But every once in a while, I think it's also a tonal colorway, and so there are just kind of
variation.
Yeah, like right here, I think I see something.
Okay.
But yeah, super fun, cablelicious texture. This woven piece, I'm not going to point out where my error is because I tried to do some duplicate stitching, but I got like down here, and I noticed it, and I was like, I'm not.
There's no way.
Well, I think I would have to rip out like the whole panel because, you know, they build on each other, right? So it would have just spider webbed out. But then B, I don't know. It's like the whole Amish thing where I guess it can be imperfect, and that means that I don't consider myself perfect. Absolutely love that this is a split hem that is also uneven. I don't think I've ever done that. And she very strategically has you start things and end things with extra yarn, so that you can tuck that down at the end here, because there's a little bit of overlap. But if you've not knit one of Liz's patterns, and again, I don't know if you would say the same thing about Markley, but this pattern is, you know, because of the start, it's a little complicated, right? You start with one shoulder, then you do the other shoulder, then you join, and then you do the front, and but they're immaculately written, like every single size. There's no like guessing. She very explicitly tells you what to do. I can't remember, but because I don't have it printed out, I think it's like a 12-page pattern. I mean, she has a lot of detail in there that's just super awesome and great. I love all of the details of this sweater. I made it longer. So there's a short option and a long option, and I made it even longer option because I like my slats to be a little lower, a little lower than they were. Yeah, I'm struggling. This will get blocked out flat. There's a lot of strategic changing of needle sizes, which I love and is super smart. But yeah, this may get put on the back burner if I could try to get a weekender.
Yeah, there was a small, what do I want to say? There was a small section in there where I had to phone a friend because I was twinning with somebody who had already finished. I wrote her and said, okay, I'm in this section. Since I know you've already knit it, you have the pattern, I'm in this section, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And then she wrote back what she had done because she too had made the similar mistake the first time around. So I was like, okay, I don't feel so bad.
No, and I mean, there's no accounting for, you know, I'm just saying there isn't like in the whole shoulder thing, she wrote out row by row on the short rows to create these, rather than just like other patterns I've gotten have said continue in that manner.
Yes.
Or, you know, go past whatever. She like word for, because I mean, the pattern becomes very obvious once you're knitting it in the round because you've done it so many times, right? But when you're doing it flat and you haven't established like that this is the textured and this is the cables and whatever, it could be, you know, it would have been very easy to make the pattern truncated and less wordy and say, and then begin whatever, and kind of have to up to the knitter's interpretation. And she very explicitly, this row, this row, this row, this row, and that was very nice.
Yeah, I remember taking on an Elizabeth Zimmerman pattern early in my knitting career, and that was a challenge.
Yeah. Yep. No, and I guess
there's a mental challenge, like, and continue in this manner.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And I mean, I think it was Corey that said she took an Arnie and Carlos class where they said, you know, your American patterns say, and be careful not to twist when joining in the round and whatever, and you would never see that in other countries' patterns, right? Like we, as you know, our either generation or even just our national, you know, like we get used to being things explicitly told to us, whereas it was maybe a different generation, different national, you know, knitting stance kind of leaves a little bit more up to the knitter, I guess, right? Like you imbue your knowledge into the pattern.
Well, I always thought of it as the difference between growing up in a knitting culture versus somebody who's picking it up at a later stage in life.
No, and
because when it's part of your upbringing, like, and I don't know, like cooking, like if your parents weren't like big into cooking and didn't do a lot of elaborate meals, you're like, I don't know. There could be something that's like, oh, prepare blah, and then stick it in here, and you're like, well, how do you do blah? Because I've never been taught that. Yeah. Whereas, you know, people who grew up in that culture,
100%,
know how to do that and think it's silly that you wouldn't.
I'm not saying that one way is better than the other.
No,
I'm just highlighting the difference. I feel like I am very explicit, or I try to be very explicit in my patterns as well, just because I get contacted less with questions, right? So, you know, I could see why Elizabeth would do it that way in the pattern. All right, and then my other whip is a shawl collaboration that I've got going on with Suburban Stitcher. She sent, yes, these very beautiful speckle-tastic pink flamingo, if you couldn't guess. And again, they're going to be a little washed out because we've got some awesome sunlight reflecting off of lots of white surfaces outside because we've got feet of snow. And then Blue Lagoon. So look for that coming out in the future, but I'm super excited about it, and can't wait to show you more. All right, I've got a metric ton of enabling.
Okay.
And we also wanted to talk about ZK.
Yes.
So
I only have 2 things.
Okay, no metric
and they're from
ton.
the same person.
Okay.
So I can be quick. Although I haven't even untied it yet. How sad is that?
You didn't like snuggle it like you're 100% cashmere?
So I got enabled.
There's a sale going on, right?
Well, this is actually non-sale, enabled. She was doing colorways based on How to Train Your Dragon.
Got it.
So, and she does have some out there now, and there is still a sale, so I will plug that.
Instagram that sale code up, man.
Yes. It's part of the Fiberuary, and so if you haven't heard of it, go out to Another Crafty Girl, and she's been promoting herself through that. And if you follow the links out, there's, I forget how many, it was over 100 vendors, and each of them have something between 10 and 20% off their shops, and they're open to everybody. You can all look at it. There was one coupon code I tried that wasn't working, but then I kind of gave up. But lots and lots of vendors. I think that Knitterly Things was out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so totally check that out, especially for Sarah's yarn. So I have Dragon Master and Bravado. So can you guess who those are? Dragon Master would be Hiccup.
Yep.
So we have Hiccup. But he's Dragon Master, right? We're not.
And then his dad? Is it?
No.
No?
Okay. You can't guess? Who's all Bravado in that group? Oh, you don't watch it? Oh my God.
We do, but I don't have the names memorized.
Okay.
It's not like on repeat, I guess.
No, and now I'm not. It's not loud.
Okay. Yep.
So
his dad. His dad has a lot of bravado though too, right?
He does, but I don't know. Snot Loud's kind of like that unearned bravado.
Got it. Got it. His dad deserves it.
Right, and the other kid's just always talking like he's the best, even though he's not. I don't know. I love How to Train Your Dragon. I cannot wait until the 22nd, but I am going to cry like a baby.
Yeah, because it's the last one.
It's the last one, and you know that somebody's gonna die. Something.
Sorry, spoiler alert. His dad already died, right?
I understand.
Okay.
I'm just saying that number 3 is gonna go out. It's gotta go out with a big bang.
Those,
I don't know what.
And you remember I knit 2 pair of monkeys for folks from ZK, right? With her colorways. Her colorways are so well blended and pretty. Those are going to be fantastic socks.
And they're very masculine to me. So I think that they're going to make some really good socks. I have so many feminine colors right now that I just think that this is a good addition to my stash.
Yep.
And they probably won't even stay in there that long because How to Train Your Dragon is coming out, and I'm not going to not cast on.
You can put it in your popcorn bag.
Yeah, exactly. So, Yeah, and I actually do have another dragon color of hers that I bought at ZK. So points. Look at you. So that one's gonna get cast on, I think, before these, because points, man. I need bonus points.
Free. Sorry, that's a different commercial. Not free. Points. Versus like points.
I do enjoy that commercial when it comes on. I really do.
All right, don't look at the fiber content on this and just feel it.
Okay.
So this is from the from the Wisconsin Craft Mart. What do you think this fiber is?
Cotton.
It is, but it's like the softest cotton I've ever felt.
Funny. You didn't know?
I didn't know that they made cotton so very soft like this. So yeah. It's just like brushed and fabulous and so soft. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but
pretty color.
Yeah, I picked some colors and it'll be cottonlicious. Forget Me Not is the brand by Plymouth, or is the base by Plymouth Yarn. It's the softest cotton I've ever felt, I think. Okay.
It is very soft.
Yes.
I have felt similar cotton.
Okay. Wow. You have lived a different life than me. And then I went to the Sauzier in Verona, and this whole
mohair.
like holding mohair with stuff and the halo and the softness. I need to get on that trend is what I decided. So I got
sparkles.
Yes, this is Kid Silk Haze in Eve Green, and then these three have sparkle in them.
Mm-hmm.
So
purple is like
yes.
I want it.
So this is Luna by I don't know how you say that. Filati d'Italia.
Okay.
Filati d'Italia. It looks like St. Charles.
S. Charles.
Luna. Luna. But yes, I couldn't decide, so I just got them all.
Sparkle mohair.
Sparkle mohair made my life hard there, so I decided to get it. And then before I think I went to the January Thaw, which I didn't mention at the beginning, but it was really great to see everybody. It was super cold. And
it was the polar vortex.
It was. I still got out and ran because of all of the sitting that I was doing. Brought like the whole get up and go, multiple layers. The poor people that shared a room with me had to see it all set out so that it could get dried off. Had been kind of trying to do like small loops around the hotel, and there was a really snow-covered trail that I tried to do the first day, and then there was a gal who invited me to go out running with her, but then kind of lost her gumption. But she told me about a road that I ran on, so that's fun. Anyway, these are, so this one fell into my cart. This is Amy March DK in the Lagoon colorway because it has my blues and greens. I use this in the Fiberuary challenge to say my favorite colors because they're jewel tones. And this is Juliet, which is her 80/20 merino nylon fingering weight base that is stained glass. So all kinds of fun rainbows in there. And this is the same, but on her bulky base. So Amy March Bulky in the stained glass colorway. And I think this is going to become a Langsfield. Or Langsfield. And that is on my goals.
She's finally going to knit it.
I'm going to knit it, and it's in my goals. And it's one that you can just choose whatever colorway, right? Yeah. Or not colorway,
whatever base, yeah.
And then knit it at a certain, whatever you like the gauge to be, and then it just tells you when to stop and start doing things.
Yeah. You knit a triangle until it fits around your head.
Yep.
And then everything else is a little bit of math.
Yeah. So I think it's fun to see how it comes up on the two different bases. But
Very minimal math. I just want to get that clear. It's not bad.
So that's
count stitches and
Martina
then
Bem. All right, and then this is me just going a little nuts. I'm gonna.
Goodness, she gave you a tote.
She did. And then she's got yarn that she gave me, or gave us to give away in here. So to promote
it's not
her.
For me?
Damn it. To promote her speckles.
Woo!
So this is 006, and that one
28.
That one's got purples and pinks and oranges. And
well, it's obviously more me than that one.
Yeah. So these are to give away. That one is worsted. Are they both worsted? Yes.
Yes, it's worsted.
Yeah, so that would again make another great Thanks field, in my opinion. And then I believe this one is in there as well. That isn't necessarily. She picked ones that did not fit everything else that I was taking out, so that I would remember that they weren't mine.
Yes. They should not disappear into your stash.
Nor yours, madam. Nor yours. So I went a little nuts. These are her worsted weight base. Yeah.
Right.
Gonna do something color worky and fantastic in those. Already caked them up. And have them in the bag. I'm not going to name out the individual colorways on that because I don't want to dig out the tags. Yes. Then she had these very pretty little woven gradients. So this is colors top to bottom: Golden Harvest, Sangria, Royal Star, Purple Passion, Twilight, and Sherwood Forest. I kept on picking up a different one because I was telling myself to do something different. And I decided I didn't want to do something different. I wanted to do the Megan colorway that sparked joy. And then I decided to combine that with Wedgwood. And Java Jenny very aptly pointed out that this is like a clouds and rainbow. And I was like, I don't know that I saw that, but that is probably why I chose it. So something I could do there, because quite a lot of yardage, right? Because 2 of these is one of these monster things. And then you add in 780 yards of this.
Wow.
Yes. Super excited about that. I was loving me some orange. I was sitting there. So I got a sweater's quantity of cinnamon in her BFL. So what you're knitting right there. I just love the shine. Like there's like an iridescence about it. Like I see it when I look at yours, and I see it when I look at this. Just fabuloso. So there's another sweater's quantity that came into my life. And then I also got another sweater's quantity of these speckles. Number 9.
See, I think number 11, and I forget which numbers I was telling Karen to look at for me because I wanted some, but then I got cold feet, I think.
Yeah. So if I knit myself the Weekender, it's either going to be out of this or I'm going to deep stash dive.
Deep stash dive. Ooh,
yeah.
I like that.
Well, I don't know. I really like the Weekender, or do like a fingering held double and get a marl on that Weekender.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Marl.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really enjoying the ones that I've been seeing out on Instagram. Not that the ones that are solid aren't pretty, because they are. They have that visual interest. But the ones that have either are a variegated or a speckle like this, where that center stitch that goes up changes color, like my heart goes. I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I mean, that's like ultimately why I want to knit it.
Okay.
Because of those ones that I've seen where the stitch changes as it goes up.
Yeah, I think you got your answer. You need to stash dive and get that marl going.
Yeah, but I don't get double yardage when I hold double, right?
No, okay, you don't.
Well, that changes things. No. Yeah, so I went a little bit nuts, but it was a good time. And I see her throughout the year, but for some reason this year it was just like, I need that. I think the speckles definitely had like each one is kind of its own small batch, right? And so if you saw, like I got a sweater's quantity 5 of those, right? You saw 5 of them that you thought worked together. You weren't guaranteed to see that same type of speckle on that base in that quantity again.
Right.
So it was kind of like, now or never. Yeah. Pull the trigger.
Some urgency there.
Yes. Yep. So, yeah, Sun Valley Fibers, this podcast brought to.
Yeah, really.
Well, I did just go to their retreat, but yes. Yeah, Jeanette and George, always a good time, and did not disappoint. Want to thank my roomies that I got to last minute join their room. I had a room by myself and was looking for a roommate, and got to be in with Karen and Ryan and Trisha. So yeah, and that made it a good time as well. So yeah, all of our purchases together looked kind of cray cray.
It did look a little cray cray.
I will admit to being a significant portion of that cray cray.
Yes,
but not all of said cray cray.
No.
Okay. So last but certainly not least, ZK. Seeker. Yes, so the KAL is in full swing. Yes. Our logo is out there. We will have shirts here shortly, and I will let Amy we announced it out on Instagram, but since you were the one working that one.
So I contacted Cecilia Hurt, or Creative Cece, as you might know her, on Instagram. So she has agreed to be our keynote speaker.
So excited!
So she will be so she will be there that Friday night, giving a talk on diversity and inclusion, because she does that in her day job, working with L'Oreal.
Isn't that awesome?
So she's going to bring her expertise to us, and she's been looking forward to, coming up with a presentation around knitting and her job of diversity and inclusion. So I think that my type A right brain self is really loving that CC is going to come in and bring that head, head space of...
Yeah, and if you don't follow her, you definitely should. She's had, because, again, of her kind of corporate background, this month, Black History Month, they've been having all kinds of panels. I feel like every day I'm learning something, hearing different voices, hearing about how in a corporate, which is applicable to my day job as well. Yep. And that's something that she's doing for everybody for free. I mean, she's putting that out on the internet for us to learn and grow, and really appreciate it, and really glad that we could support and bring her in, show her Rochester. Everybody gave her a super warm welcome, which was awesome. Had a couple of like, oh man, and I'm not coming this year. And I was like, yeah, that's got to make her feel good, and it makes me feel good that she's coming. So it was really interesting to work with her and contact her in her job. She hadn't heard of a lot of the retreats that I was trying to explain our retreat, and in explaining our retreat, I said other retreats, and she hadn't heard of any of them. So hopefully we are a good first go, huh?
Yeah, a good. Hopefully we do our community proud.
Yep.
In introducing her to this style of retreat.
Yeah.
And
I've definitely seen her at Rhinebeck multiple times.
Right, Rhinebeck and Stitches and the bigger events, but and I'm sure she's done other retreats, but she just hadn't heard of
a couple that you had mentioned. Maybe more podcasty type.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. So.
And she did mention to me, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying, that she is going to be starting a podcast. I think it was CC Around the World, or Knitting Around the World with CC.
She does travel.
She travels a lot.
She's living my dream life. Like,
I just keep thinking how easy it would be if I lived in New York, right? Because you're just so close, and the airfare is a lot cheaper coming out of New York than anywhere else. Not to say that I wouldn't probably just end up being a homebody, but but it does seem like, that does sound like it would be easier if I
but you'd also have, again, this is me going to New York City as a tourist, but like you'd also have like everything I need as a New York City.
So why would I leave?
Yeah, so why would I leave? Why do I need to leave? But she's went to the Grand Canyon. Anyway, we're fangirling all over about her. She's awesome. I love her energy. I'm so excited to welcome her to Rochester, and so glad that we can share. But pretty soon. I'm not going to say in the next week, as still need to iron out the t-shirt details, but there will be an email coming. Okay. Like to give people a warning, and also post on Ravelry, because somehow, again, email is a broadcast, right? So if your inbox somehow got, we got marked as spam or whatever, I can't guarantee that you get the email. So we'll have it cross-posted in lots of places. But The KL's in full swing. We'll be ordering t-shirts. We'll have excursions pretty soon. And yeah, we're working on stuff in the background, like lining up awesome speakers and
yep. My excursion is giving me angst, but
okay.
But that's not here nor there.
Yeah, let's not burden the people listening with that. You can burden me, but don't burden the people listening.
No, I mean, it's not bad. It's just me trying to make a decision.
So. Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Like which colorway to knit your weekender out of.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. It's a real struggle.
It is. I mean, you've got how many sweater quantities, Megan? And you just have to make up your mind and decide whether or not you're going to try to do it before the end of February.
And you can change your mind, just like that shawl.
Yes.
It's not sparking joy. Just keep.
I know, but then that impacts deadlines. Because
it does.
If somebody wants me to twin, although it sounds like she doesn't have a twin, and she's probably not going to line one up before the anyway.
So, yeah, as the twin is winding down at the end of the month, we will announce the next one. Megan and I are brainstorming on those ideas. So I think we might have settled on one, but we'll discuss it and get it announced in the threads. So just keep an eye out on the threads for your March challenge. Thank you to everybody who knit flags and hearts. Lots of flags and hearts. I do think I'm going to end up stringing the banners in the traditional way this year. I figured out something, so I'm gonna, yay,
Yes.
bye.
Bye.